Bang, bang.
Yes, it was a real plot. It wasn't just talk, and I think that some of the best evidence of that is set forth in the plea agreement under the factual basis, which gives our client's statements about what he knew and what he did to make himself guilty of this crime. I mean, I think if you look at his relatively short life, this is a young man that had never been in trouble before. No criminal convictions, no issues with law enforcement. He held a really good job as an aviation mechanic at the Detroit Metropolitan Airport. And I think that some of it was the product of naivete, and that probably had he appreciated the consequences that could come down for something like this, I think it really would have given him pause because he absolutely regrets what he did and is trying to do the right thing now by accepting responsibility for it and truthfully telling the government what his involvement was. Here there was an unprecedented pandemic in Michigan in which regular everyday people from all different walks of life experienced hardship from the shutdowns. Everybody felt it. And so if you were of the mind that maybe the government had gone too far before, then you run into this unprecedented shutdown that frankly nobody had a master plan on how to deal with something like this. Then I think it's a lot more understandable for people to become upset. And the problem comes when they cross that line and engage in violence instead of, for instance, as the barber up in Owasso did, take his complaints and his beliefs that they've overreached to court and fight there rather than engage in a literal fight. Now he's has to pay the consequences and has accepted responsibility for what he did. But yeah, absolutely, he regrets what he did. I mean, he can't believe that he got involved in this, and now here he is, 25 years old, and is facing decades in federal prison. It's a very real risk that you undertake when you agree to cooperate with an investigation like that. In fact, just to show you how real it is, my co-counsel, Mark Satow, has already received a death threat in this case. And so has my client's former roommate. So, it's a real threat, and hopefully the government will take that into account, the jeopardy that he placed himself in by helping their investigation and accepting responsibility for what he did. When the President of the United States, former President Trump, says some of the things that he says, and not only gives credence to some of those beliefs, it's really added fuel to that there's people out there that can believe in these conspiracies that are unfounded, they're not based in fact, and you can't convince them otherwise. When I was an FBI agent, I worked in DC. I was stationed at the Washington field office, and as part of my responsibilities when I was a new agent was to conduct background investigations on the Hill. So I would frequent Congress and the Senate office buildings and the Supreme Court. And in fact, I lived right behind the Supreme Court. And so for my wife and I, who is also an agent and an attorney with us, it was especially difficult for us to watch that desecration of the Capitol into this mob mentality for what, and for real good people trying to do the right thing and protect the Capitol to be hurt, killed. it's tragic and a complete and utter failure of leadership on the part of President Trump. And he should absolutely be held accountable for his role in that. And I don't know if the politicians in the Republican Party will do that. I'm confident that the Democratic Party will try and hold him accountable, but if not, then I hope that the criminal justice system tries to make him accountable for that, because they're already, looks like hundreds of people being charged for their role in that, and I think he should be chief among them.